Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Zero to Hero. Yes, welcome back to episode 24 of Zero to Hero. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be taking on Port Vale and Luton in the Sky Bet League 2. Now, since you were last with me, not been very good form, to be honest with you. You last saw us when we played our first game in charge of Southend, where we lost 1-0 away from home against Barnet. Form didn't get much better after that, to be fair. We followed the Barnet game up with a 5-2 home defeat to Crewe. We then followed that up with a 3-2 away defeat to Cambridge United. But then we managed to record our first win in charge of Southend with a 4-3 home win against Crawley. Johnson, Tilley and Wilson with the goals. Johnson got 2 goals in that game. We then had a break from the league and we were in the Checkatrade Trophy second round against Coventry. We lost 6-3 away from home. A hat-trick from Johnson in that couldn't keep us from losing. We defended terribly in that game and we deserved to lose, to be honest with you. We then followed that up with a 2-0 loss to Wycombe away from home. That was a game I was hoping to try and get a result from because Wycombe were in and around the same area of the table as us. And I was hoping to at least get a draw, maybe a win from that. But we managed to follow that up with a 0-0 draw. We took a point away from home against Woking, a team we were not expecting to beat. So a point from that game was probably the best we could hope for there. And as things stand, we have dropped to 23rd in Sky Bet League 2. We're on 20 points. We're only a point away from Leyton Orient in 22nd. But then above Leyton Orient there is a 6-point gap to the team in 21st, which is Cheltenham. So we need to be stringing a few results together and hopefully get ourselves out of the relegation zone. I mean, I know I had success with FC United in a relegation battle, so I'm hoping that that experience will help me here. So some transfer news for you. Although we're not in the transfer window yet, we have managed to sign a couple of players on free transfers. We managed to sign Jason Puncheon on a free transfer, 34-year-old English attacking midfielder. Many of you who watch the Premier League now will know he played for Crystal Palace. He plays for Crystal Palace at the moment. Since the game started, he's had a couple of seasons at Crystal Palace. He then went on a free transfer to Preston in the Championship, didn't make an appearance for them. So we managed to sign him on a free. He's made 3 appearances for us with 1 assist and an average rating of 6.73. So it's not too bad. We are paying him a lot of money. His wages are about £2,000 a week. But for a player of his quality, I mean, if you just look at his stats, he's well worth the money. At the moment, he is out injured with pulled knee ligaments. He should be back ready for the second game of the episode against Luton. So hopefully you'll get to see him today. We also managed to sign another former Premier League player, Adam Federici, a 35-year-old Australian goalkeeper. Made 16 appearances for Australia. We managed to sign him on a free transfer as well. I wasn't too happy with the options we had in goal, so I decided to try and bring someone in with a lot of experience, and he has it in spades, really. He played a lot of his seasons for Reading. He has actually played for Southend before. He went to Southend on loan back in 08-09 season when they were in League 1. Made 10 appearances for them. But more recently, he's played for Reading, played for Bournemouth in the Premier League, made a few appearances in the Premier League. But then they released him at the end of last season. We've picked him up on a free transfer. He's made 3 appearances for us, only conceded 5 goals. kept a clean sheet and an average rating of 6.73. So he's been money well spent. We are paying him a bit of money, paying him 1.2k a week. He's got a 3.5-star current and potential ability. He's not going to improve, but he has bags and bags of experience that we can call on. We've also let Sabassi go out on loan to Bognor Regis, so he won't be making any more appearances for us this season. But other than that, that's it for transfers. I am looking at bringing a few more players in January. Mainly, I'm looking for defenders because we are short on centre-backs at the moment. And I'm going to be potentially looking for a new striker because apart from Johnson, nobody else has been scoring for me. So we're hopefully going to bring in another striker, maybe on loan, to give him a bit of competition. I'm going to look at trying to get rid of some of the deadwood in the ranks of Southend because there are a lot of players who just aren't good enough to be playing for us, and we need to be bringing in some more, not necessarily experienced players, but better quality. So we've also had a change of tactic as well. I was trying with a 4-4-2. We were struggling really, so I've just decided to change the tactic up a couple of times, and the one that I changed to against Woking obviously helped us keep a clean sheet. We didn't score any goals, but I'd prefer if we don't concede anything, then we're not going to lose. So that is my thinking, at least till the end of this season, just so we can get ourselves out of that relegation zone. If we can just nick the odd goal here or there, that'd be great. So yeah, we've got our first game against Port Vale today, and this is what the starting 11 looks like. We've gone with a 4-1-4-1 with a defensive midfielder to try and sit in front of the back four, just to offer a bit more of a defensive stability in the team. We've got Federici in goal, a back four of Dixon, Barkworth, Humphreys and James. Russell sitting in just behind a midfield of Gavrilov and Yearwood, who's back from injury and has been playing quite well, so we've included him in the side today. Kinsella and Tilly on the wings, and Chalice Johnson up front on his own as the advance forward. On the bench we have Howard, Kennedy, Chiori Johnson, Driver, Taylor, Wilson and Butterworth. Playing on a counter-attacking mentality, structured team shape with shorter passing, work ball into the box, play wider, close down more, be more disciplined and higher tempo as the team instructions. We are playing at home today, but I'm still going with the counter-attacking mentality. We are matching up Port Vale like-for-like formation, although I think our midfield are a bit more attacking than theirs. But we shall see how this works out. Hopefully we can pick up a win. A win would see us climb out of the relegation zone, depending on the result with Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient are playing Wycombe away at home today, so hopefully Wycombe can do us a favour and beat them. But Carlisle are creeping up on us now in 24th. They're on the same points as us and the same goal difference. We are only off the bottom of the table on goals scored. And 18 minutes in, Paul Dixon has picked up an injury. I don't know what sort of injury. It's potential knee injury, so that could be a long-term one. So we're going to bring on Kennedy for him. He's not as good as Dixon, but he's the only other option we've got at left back at the moment. So we'll just bring him on. That's a bad start for us. We didn't really want to be losing our first choice left back this early on in the game. From the looks of things, Leyton Orient have gone ahead in their game. And is that Matt Red who was playing? Oh no, it's not. It's not the same. He retired. Of course, it can't be him. Leyton Orient. Oh, they were ahead, but they've equalised. Yeah, Wycombe have equalised. So they are helping us out a bit there. 37 minutes in, still not much in the way of highlights. We do find out that with this formation we do tend to have very few highlights because we're defending a lot of the time and it's not highlight worthy. But we have got a corner Kinsella can't beat the first man. Russell picks up the loose ball, back to Kinsella, crosses it in again, can't find anybody, but Russell picks up the loose ball again. Tilly out wide, can he cross it in? He can. He finds Kinsella, but hits straight at the keeper. Gavriloff back to Humphreys, who played it up to James. James with the cross, can only find the defender, and Tilly's hit the post. That was a fantastic chance for us to go 1-0 up just before half-time. Tilly has been playing well for us the last few games, and he's leading the way on our assists at the moment this season. We have got more possession. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, so we are being quite accurate with our shots today. We're committing a lot of fouls, not yet been booked at all, but we need to keep an eye on that. And Port Vale making a half-time substitution there. And as things stand, we will go bottom of the table because Carlisle are winning 2-0 against Notts County at home. So we need a win to get ourselves off the bottom of the table. James picks up the ball in defence. He tries to play it up to, but there's nobody there, and it's just losing possession. Humphreys keeps the ball in, and we're 1-0 down. Humphreys should have just let that ball go. Big mistake from him. If he'd have just let that ball go, it'd have gone out for a goal kick, but he keeps it in, and all it does is gifts the ball to Davis for Port Vale. And it was an easy finish for their striker, and we're now 1-0 down 55 minutes in. It's not good, and I don't understand how Humphreys can be on a 7.1 with the mistake that he quite clearly made that cost us a goal. I think it's about time we made some substitutions. We are going to come off of counter, we're going to go attacking, we're going to go on to flexible, we're going to change the team instructions, we're going to pump the ball into the box, we're going to go more direct. For now, that's the only changes we're going to make. I'm not going to make any substitutions at the moment. Johnson not having a very good game. He's one of these players that isn't very consistent. Barkworth to Tilly on the wing, he finds the cross, can't find the ball. Gavriloff had a shot over the bar. It was pinging around in that penalty area, and we just needed to find the finish, but we couldn't. Johnson's going to have to come off. He's having an awful game on a 6.2. We're going to bring on Butterworth for him. We're going to play him as... We're going to keep him as an advance forward, even though he doesn't like playing that way. But I can't play a target man up front on his own. Other than that, we're not going to make any changes. Everybody else having an average game. Hopefully Butterworth can make the difference for us here if he can come on and grab a goal. Like I said, we are struggling for goals at the moment. Johnson has weighed in with a few goals in the last few games, but he's so inconsistent. I'm going to make another substitution. I don't know who to bring on. We've got 1 sub left. I'm going to bring on Andrew Driver for Tilly. In fact, no, I'm not. Kinsella's not playing as well as Tilly. So I'm going to bring on Paul Taylor for Kinsella. A bit more experience coming onto the field there with only 8 minutes left. Federici with the long goal kick, can't find anybody. And we're now defending again. Ball over the top. Humphreys latches onto it though, plays it back to Federici, plays it up to Tilly, out to Taylor, who nods it back to Russell, but he can't find anybody. Taylor through on goal though. Oh, and he had a perfect opportunity to equalise, and he puts it wide. We need to go on overload. We've got 3 minutes left. And let's have a look at these team instructions. We're going to go route 1. We're going to be more expressive. We're going to take more risks. We're going to look for the overlap. And we're going to exploit the flanks. Hopefully that can have the desired effect. Kennedy with the throw in to Butterworth, who plays it forward to nobody. Humphreys wins the ball back though to Taylor, who can't find anybody either. James picks up the ball in defence, plays it back to Federici. Yearwood can't find anybody. Humphreys can't find anybody. Tilly to Kennedy. Kennedy forward to Butterworth, who's through on goal. And a great save from their keeper, keeps it at 1-0. Russell can't find the net from the corner. We're into stoppage time now. And after a boring first half, it turned out to be quite an action-packed second half. But we've lost 1-0. We seemed to play better once we went on attacking. Kennedy winning player of the match on a 7.3. That just shows how even this game was. I don't understand how Humphreys could have got 7.3 considering it was his mistake that cost us a goal. But as you can see, we are really struggling for goals at the moment. We've only got 2 days before we play Luton in the next game, and I really don't know what we're going to do. I'm definitely going to keep the formation the way it is because Luton are 8th in the table as things stand, or they were going into our last game. I don't know where they sit at the moment, but we're now rock bottom of the league. Carlisle moving above us. We're now 4 points off of Leyton Orient in 22nd, and we're about halfway through the season. I mean, there's 24 teams, so that's 46 games. So we're more than halfway through the season, and we need to get out of the relegation zone. I've not been in a situation like this since we was in that first season at FC United, and we only just scraped through in the last few games of the season. Dixon's out for 5 to 6 weeks, so he won't be featuring anymore in this episode. So maybe in January I need to be looking for another left back as well, because Kennedy, although he played well in that last game, he's another one that's not very consistent in his performances. Okay, so here we are ready for the second game against Luton. We are at home, I think. Yes, we are at home. Couple of changes to tell you about. Jory Johnson in for James at right back. Kennedy obviously in for the injured Dixon at left back. We've also brought in Amadou Ba up front. Johnson not playing well last game out, and I don't like Butterworth up front on his own, so we're going to go with Ba up front, give him a chance, seeing as he's our top goal scorer. A few changes as well to the team instructions. We are playing a much higher tempo. We're going to be closing down much more now, and we're dropping the defensive line a bit deeper because we're playing on the counter-attack. So hopefully this can make the difference for us today. Also, Jason Puncheon is fit again, so he comes onto the bench. Hopefully we can get a better result against Luton than what we did against Port Vale. Hopefully them changes I've made will have an effect. Luton are still 11th going into this game, and we are bottom of the table, but we are at home. We're defending as well, and we're now 1-0 down 5 minutes into the game. Oh, I believe it was ruled out for offside, so that's a bit of a lifeline for us. I don't know why it's still showing Jason Puncheon as having an injury. He passed a fitness test to be on the bench today. I probably won't bring him on because he's an attacking midfielder and we're playing with a defensive midfielder, but if we do need an extra attacking threat, then he may come on for the last 20 minutes or so. We're defending again, and we were lucky there that the shot went wide. We've got more of the possession at the moment, which is good. May consider going on to control later on in the game. We're 35 minutes in, still no more highlights. We've still got more of possession. I think we're going to be going on to control in the second half. Try and make some of this possession pay, because no point in having possession if we're not going to score any goals. I believe Carlisle are winning again. They're 1-0 up against Wrexham, so we need a win to try and stay within touching distance of them, to make sure that we don't open up too big a gap above us. Otherwise we will struggle to get out of this relegation zone. Tilly not having a very good game at the moment. Neither is Gavriloff or Bar. Well, none of us really having a very good game. Humphreys on a 6.9 though. Hopefully going on to control may help things in the second half. Yeah, so my shopping list for the January transfer window is a left back, a centre back, a striker, and potentially another midfielder, which is a tall order considering we don't have a lot of money to spend or a lot of wage budget. Once again we're defending, and we now have gone 1-0 down, and once again it's ruled out for offside. The linesman is definitely on our side today. 60 minutes in, still 0-0. Luton have had two goals disallowed for offside, and our goal is leading a charmed life at the moment. 68 minutes in, it's about time we made some substitutions. I think Carlisle now must be losing their game because we have moved up to 23rd without actually scoring a goal. So Wrexham doing us a favour after beating us. earlier in the season. I think we're going to be bringing Driver on for Tilly. Tilly not having a very good game. Russell is knackered. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to push Russell up further, but we're going to take him off for Jason Puncheon and have him play as the Ngache on attack. Despite the fact he's carrying an injury, he might be able to provide some balls through to Bar, and hopefully he'll be able to get on the score sheet. Otherwise he'll be coming off very soon. Other than that, we're keeping things as they are. Just the two changes, sorry. Our ratings have picked up in the second half, so I'm hoping we can at least attack a bit more. In fact, I'm going to put us on attacking, and I'm going to put us on flexible team shape, and we're going to go mixed passing and be more expressive. 10 minutes left, and we need to score a goal. We really, really need to score a goal, and soon. Carlisle are 3-1 down, so we haven't got to worry about them going back above us. Yearwood with the ball forward, but it's too much on it, and it goes straight to the keeper. But Humphreys wins the ball back in defence. Puncheon with the nod on. Again trying to put the ball forward, but he loses out. Barkworth wins the ball back in defence. Bar can't win that ball, but he's got hold of it now. Plays it through to Puncheon, who holds up play and plays it through to Kinsella, who crosses it into Bar, and that's 1-0. 4 minutes from the end. We're 1-0 up, and it's Amadou Bar with his 9th or 10th goal of the season. Great ball through from Puncheon to Kinsella, and a great ball across the box, and just a fantastic finish to put us 1-0 up when we needed it most. That would put us on... I'll have a look in a minute. We're defending again now. And they've equalised straight away. We were ahead for a little over a minute. No, that's not the way we wanted it at all. Just a lump ball forward from their keeper, and then quite a nice through ball through to their striker, to be honest, and a good finish, but not the way we wanted it. I'm going to make our last substitution 1 minute from time with 4 minutes of added time. Yearwood having an awful game, but we haven't got a central midfielder on the bench. What I might do, put an extra striker on, bring on Chalice Johnson and have him play alongside Bar. Drop Bar back as the target man on support, and then put Chalice Johnson on as the advance forward, and then move Gavriloff into the middle like that behind Puncheon. Hopefully, we're going to go on overload. Hopefully that will help us. We've got 5 minutes to score a winning goal. To be fair, a draw wouldn't be a bad result because of the gap between us and Luton. Kinsella with the ball forward to Puncheon, but that's it. It's full time. It's finished 1-1. It's a shame that we couldn't hold on to that lead. It was literally 1 minute we were ahead for. We scored in the 87th and conceded in the 88th. Such a shame. Kinsella was our best player on a 7.3. So we might not have won in today's episode, but we did pick up a vital point. If you like that, please give it a big thumbs up. Smash that like button. Please subscribe for more Football Manager 18 content. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. I am now on Twitter at WeaselGamer TV. And thank you very much for watching.